Hello friends, welcome to Siddhaganga Academy IAS YouTube channel. In this video, we're gonna cover first week of November's history, culture, important reports, dates, events, and social issues topic. So whatever the doubts you have in current affairs, we're gonna clarify all your doubts regarding history, culture, important reports, date. All these things have been collected from various sources from PIB, Hindu, Indian Express, Business Standard. Like this, we have covered from holistic approach. We have given a holistic approach for all the newspapers and all the magazines, and we have collected this data and we are presenting in front of you guys. Come, let us see like what is there in this video. So the first thing is, these are the topics to be covered in this video. Seema Dundia and Ani Abram, first woman Inspector General of CRPF. So the best countries 2022 ranking. So then the Vigilance Awareness Week 2022, Global Gender Wealth Equity Report, the IPBP. So IPPB, India's first floating financial literacy camp, performance grading index. We're going to discuss about this. So what is the India's stand? Unified District Information System on Education Plus. So what is the difference between UIDSE and UIDSE Plus? So this we're going to discuss. World longest passenger train from where to where. This we're going to discuss. Digital resurvey of India. So digital resurvey of land, assessment and accreditation of higher educational institutions, Perma crisis, Collins Dictionary Word of the Year 2022, so Goa Purple Fest, Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin 2023 Toolkit, State of Food and Agriculture Report. Apart from that, short notes. Okay, so means bullet points what are important for competitive exams, a factual data. This we're going to discuss in this video. Come, let us delve into the topics. We're going to see one by one what is there in each and every topic. Now, if you see to here, Seema Dundia and Ani Abram, first woman Inspector General of CRPF. This is what they are talking about. So Seema Dundia will head the BR sector of CRPF and Ani Abram will head the Rapid Action Force. Okay. So if you want to see the history, in 1986, the CRPF became the first central armed police force to induct women in the combat. So if you want to see who are Ani Abram and Seema Dundia, she is Seema Dundia and Ani Abram. So apart from this, you have to do some background work. So which are the battalions or paramilitary forces are there in India? Assam Rifles. Okay, Assam Rifles comes under both the ministries, Ministry of Home Affairs and Ministry of Defense. Okay, so for administrative purpose, it will gonna come under Ministry of Home Affairs. For operational purpose, it will gonna come under the Ministry of Defense. So what the job they're gonna do? So in which area they're gonna work means in Northeast India, India-Myanmar border, the Assam Rifles will gonna work. Apart from that, border security force, it will gonna come under Ministry of Home Affairs. So they work in India-Pakistan border and India-Bangladesh border. So next is Central Industrial Security Force. They work in public sector undertakings. Okay, this also comes under Ministry of Home Affairs. Next is Central Reserve Police Force. So this comes under counter insurgency and general elections. Okay. Next is Indo-Tibetan Border Police. Indo-Tibetan Border Police. They work in India-China border. So National Security Guard, NSG. Okay, nowadays it is in news. National Security Guard, NSG. So to counter terrorism. So Railway Protection Force. Okay, for Indian Railways. So Sashastra Seema Bal, SSB. Okay, work in India-Nepal border and India-Bhutan border. So then Special Frontier Force. So it comes under Cabinet Secretariat. See here, okay, this may be a question which is the governing body means Cabinet Secretariat for so Special Frontier Force. It works in covert operations. Covert operations. Okay, if someone wants to send from one country to another country and do some covert operation, so it will going to work under Cabinet Secretariat. Next is SPG. So Special Protection Group. Okay, so works under Cabinet Secretariat. Okay, so Z category, okay, and Z plus category, so protection. So all comes under this. Okay, Special Protection Group. So protection for significant persons. Okay, so this is news. The reason is this has been removed from Rahul Gandhi recently. So that's the reason SPG is in news. Okay, so this is about the first article. Next is the best countries 2022 ranking. Okay, the ranking of 85 countries are based on 4 benchmarks. What are the benchmarks? So we're going to see it over here. The first thing is top 100 countries with high GDP, high FDI inflows, International tourism arrivals between 2016 and 20. Top 150 countries in the UN Human Development Index between 2015 and 19. So these are the four categories they will gonna take to consider the best country. Now the report is joint endeavor of US News and World Report. So BAV Group and Wharton School of University, Pennsylvania. Okay, so they will gonna release this report. The ranking is based on the survey of expert business leaders and global citizens. So they're gonna consider all this. India ranked 31st among 85 countries. So if you see the India's ranking, it is 31st among 85 countries. Open to business subcategory, India scored 100% in having cheapest manufacturing cost. So favorable tax environment, 16.2 out of 100. In the non-corrupt category, the score was 18.1 out of 100. So in the transparent government policies, 3.5 out of 100. Okay, so very low score. India's overall score in open to business category is 37. So out of 100, it is 37. The top countries are, as usual, Switzerland, so followed by Germany, Canada, United States, and Sweden. So worst countries are Belarus, Uzbekistan, and Iran. So these are the worst countries. Best countries: Switzerland, Germany, Canada, United States, Sweden. You can see it over here. So the best countries to move in, okay, to stay in. So those are, first is UAE, Dubai. Next is Egypt, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. India is in 5th place. Next, best countries 2022, start a business, startups. Okay, China, next is India. After China, next is India. Next is Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia. Because of SEZ zone, all these things, EEZ zones, India is creating a startup business, and you might have heard about Atal Innovation Missions. Okay, all these things have been provided for the new startups. So that's the reason India is shining, okay, in startup business. The Vigilance Awareness Week so has been observed on October 31st, okay, to November 6th. So theme of this year is corruption-free India for a developed nation. Corruption-free India for a developed nation. So this is the theme of this week. The Vigilance Awareness Week is a week-long observation under the Central Vigilance Commission, CVC. Okay, so in the comment section, just comment CVC is a constitutional body or non-constitutional body. It aims to raise public awareness of the dangers of corruption. So when it is celebrated, observe every year in the week in which India celebrates Ekata Divas. Okay, Ekata Divas is celebrated on behalf of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel birthday, right? So on birth anniversary. Next is how is the Vigilance Awareness Week observed? So integrity pledge taken by all government ministries and officers and public sector enterprises that will not gonna do corruption. So apart from that, this year's news is PM Modi. Okay, so our Prime Minister has released a new book. Okay, that is Vigay Vani. So that is very important. So PM also released ethics and good practices booklets. So this is news you have to know about Vigay Vani. Okay, about Vigay Vani. So next is IPPB, India's first floating financial literacy camp. So where it is financial literacy camp, this you have to know. That's all for this slide. So it has been started in Kashmir. Okay, Kashmir in local Kashmiri language for banking inclusion. That's it. Okay. So Shikara is a unique wooden boat found on Dal Lake and in Srinagar. So they used to do camping in this Shikara, that is wooden boat, and they wanted to reach to the every people. So Niveshak Didi held a financial literacy session in local Kashmiri language from Shikara. So what is Niveshak Didi initiative means? Niveshak Didi initiative is implemented based on the concept of by the women for the women. So this concept believes that women in rural regions are more comfortable sharing the queries to other women. So that's the reason it has been started. It was launched by IPPB in collaboration with Investor Education and Protection Fund Authority, which comes under the aegis of Union Corporate Affairs Ministry. Okay. Next is Global Gender Wealth Equity Report. So developed by WTW, that is a company. So and the World Economic Forum, non-profit organization. It explores gender-based wealth difference across 5 regions in the world. Key findings of the report: when a woman retires from work, will have just 74% of the wealth accumulated by men. The reason is pay gap, delay promotion for women. So this will gonna help in answer writing for your essay. So if someone asks about women empowerment, so you can add all these points. India's gender pay gap is higher than the global average. Leadership role for women are limited, and only 3% of women in workforce hold senior level position. Means CEO, COO. Only 3% of the women are holding higher positions. Next, if you talk about World Economic Forum, so it has been formed in 1971. Its headquarters is in Clougny, Switzerland. Okay, so founder are these people. So it's an international NGO, non-profit organization. Okay, so it's a lobbying organization. So performance grading index. Next in topic is performance grading index released by Ministry of Education. Okay, Department of School of Education and Literacy. So performance grading index. What is this performance grading index means? Is a unique index that provides evidence-based comprehensive assessment of school education system in all states and union territories. What is this? Comprehensive assessment of school education. It provides insight into the performance and achievements of school education system across India. Okay, across India. The PGI structure has 1000 points across 70 indicators that are divided into two categories, that is outcomes and governance management. Outcomes and governance management. So if you belongs to some state, you have to know in which level your state belongs to. So if you are from Karnataka, you have to know about, so Karnataka is in level 3, that is 851 to 900 points. So that is level 3 Karnataka. Okay, so none of the state has acquired level 1. So this may be the question. Okay, none of the state has acquired level 1, that is 951 to 1000 points. Next is level 2, 901 to 950, that is Andhra Pradesh has acquired, Chandigarh, Gujarat, Kerala, all these states have acquired level 1. Okay, this you have to remember. So like if you belong to some state like Bihar, you have to know, so in which state and how many points your state has got. This may be a question in prelims. Okay. Next is Unified District Information System for Education Plus, that is UDISC Plus report for school education in India, released by Ministry of Education, that is Government of India. UDISC started in 2012-13. It is one of the largest management information system on school education. It covers more than 50 lakh schools and more than 26.4 crore children in this system. Data was first filled in paper format and then manually entered into the computer. The updated version of USIDE is UDISC Plus. So this has been done without errors. Okay, that is what they are saying. So apart from that, there is no delays in the data collection. All this they are saying in UDISC Plus. Next in topic is world's longest passenger train. So first, world's longest passenger train is from Switzerland to Italy. Now it is passenger train is from Switzerland to Italy. Switzerland would celebrate 75th anniversary of Swiss Railways. The passenger train is 1.9 km long. See, 1.9 km long and having 100 coaches. Okay, it is having 100 coaches. It seems it travelled via the famous Albula Bernia route, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The previous record of the world longest passenger train journey was set by National Belgian Railway Company in 1991. So it has been broken by Switzerland to Italy. The first train service was launched on August 8, 1847. See, 1847. Okay. So in India, the first train is from Pune to Thane, right? Connecting Zurich with Baden, Bombay to Thane. Okay. Connecting Zurich with Baden. This is the first train. Okay. First train is from Zurich to Baden. So you can see it over here. So it travels from Italy. Okay. Milan from Italy. Okay. Tirano from Italy. And it goes here and it will not touch Zurich, that is Switzerland. Okay, this you have to understand. So this is the longest passenger train. So you can see it over here how beautiful it is. Longest passenger train. So it is almost 1.9 km long itself, and it consists of more than 100 coaches. Next in news is Digital Survey of India. So Kerala has launched this Digital Survey of India. So and they have given the name for it, that is Ente Bhumi. Okay, that is Ente Bhumi, means my land, to identify and provide plots to over 3 lakh landless families as a part of state government policy, land for all, records for all, and all services for smart. What is the use? Strengthen land records. It will going to strengthen the land records. Make the collection of data for agricultural statistics for more effective. The statistics will be more effective. Land related service are provided in a timely manner. Okay, so timely manner. So through a single window online system. So before, if you go for any of the revenue office, it will be taking more time for you guys to collect your data of land. Okay, if you have a land, piece of land, if you want to take a kata of those land, or if you want to take some other information about your land, it will gonna take lot of time. That's the reason it came up with a new concept, that is a new platform, that is Ente Bhumi. So it has been started with by Kerala government. This you have to know. Ente Bhumi has been started with, okay, they are going to give 4 options: Kerala government, Karnataka government, Tamil Nadu government, and some other option, okay, like Bihar government. At that point of time, you have to know Ente Bhumi has been started by Kerala government. Okay. Next in news is Perma Crisis, Collins Dictionary Word of the Year 2022. Perma Crisis is declared as Collins Dictionary Word of the Year for 2022, meaning extended period of instability and insecurity. Extended period of instability and insecurity. If you are writing any of the banking exams, this may be the question. So meaning of Perma Crisis. Meaning of Perma Crisis is extended period of instability and insecurity, used in Britain to reflect instability caused by BRICS exit and COVID-19 pandemic. Extreme weather condition, war in Ukraine, political instability in the UK, and the cost of living crisis. Okay, so this word tops the list of 10 words that represent 2022. That is Perma Crisis. Perma Crisis. Next is Goa Purple Fest. Goa Purple Fest. Purple Fest celebrating diversity. Okay, so event is Purple Fest celebrating diversity, will be organized from January 6 to 8 in 2023 in Panaji. Panaji is in Goa. Okay, so Panaji is in Goa. This is for people with disability, okay, or differently abled persons, in collaboration with Director of Social Welfare and Entertainment Society of Goa. Okay, so activities like performance, grand exhibition, sporting activities, all these things will be there. So what is this? Purple means, so purple denotes disability. Okay, purple is associated with disability. It symbolizes an emerging positive narrative about the contribution made by person with disability in the workforce as well as in the society. So that is the meaning of purple. Okay, purple symbolizes, so is associated with disability. Okay, so let us see what is next in news. Next in news is Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin 2023 Toolkit, launched by Technical Session on Rural Wash Partnership, the way forward. Technical Session on Rural Wash Partnership, the way forward, was organized on the second day of the 7th India Water Week. 7th India Water Week. It was organized by Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, which comes under the aegis of Union Minister of Jal Shakti. Ready? So see, this is the new ministry, Union Ministry of Jal Shakti. During the event, the toolkit for Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin 2023 and a web portal for Twin Pit to Retrofit Abhiyan was launched. So Swachh Sarvekshan Gramin so has been conducted by the DDWS. Okay. So since 2018 under the Swachh Bharat Mission. Under Swachh Bharat Mission. Main aim is to rank states and districts based on their performance on key quantitative and qualitative Swachh Bharat missions. Parameters that assess the sanitation status of rural regions in India. Now let us see what are the parameters. They are going to give some marks for this, how the villages are participating in Swachh Bharat mission. The ranking of the districts and villages was done on the basis of performance on the following matters. Now you have to look into what are the matters. Okay. So on what basis they are going to give marking and what basis they are going to give ranking. This is very important. First one is household access to toilets. Okay, household access to toilet. Solid waste management. So SWM means solid waste management, work initiation. Next is liquid waste management work initiation. Next, improvement in sanitation situation, satisfaction with solid waste management works. So if you consider all these things, okay, if your district or village is performing well, then they are going to allot the marks for all these points. They are going to consider all these parameters and they are going to allot the marks. So this is how it is. Okay, households were found to have access to toilet. Households were aware of safe menstrual hygiene practices. So public places have access to toilet. Surveyed villages have community level composting arrangement. Arrangement for door-to-door fixed point waste collection. So common place to check to store and solid waste. Minimal stagnant water within the premise of public place. So minimal littering within the premise of public place. Villages have community level soak pit, magic pit and drains and waste stabilization pond. Okay, if you have all these things, so then it is called as, yes, you have a perfect toilet in your village. Next is top performers. So top performers are, so first is Telangana, next is Haryana and then is Tamil Nadu. So if you come to Union Territory, first is Andaman and Nicobar Islands, next is Dadar and Nagar Haveli. So small state, not UTs, okay, small states. Okay, so Sikkim is also considered because Sikkim is a state, right? So if you come coming to the cities, the first city is Bhiwani. Okay, Bhiwani. So there is the city which is performing the best. Okay. Next, top states by zone and UTs. Okay, if you come to north, Haryana. If you come to northeast, that is Sikkim. So if you come to east, that is Chhattisgarh. If you come to west, Madhya Pradesh. If you come to south, that is Telangana. So if you go to Union Territory, that is Andaman and Nicobar. Okay. So this you have to remember. So which states are performing well and which Union Territories are performing well in Swachh Sarvekshan. Okay. And implementing Swachh Bharat mission. So evaluation of agricultural automation. So this is not so. Next we are going to see the short notes. Bharatiya Bhasha Divas. Higher Education Institute should observe this on December 11 every year. So this was made mandatory by UGC. Bharatiya Bhasha Divas. Birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. National Unity Day has been celebrated every year on October 31st. RBI launches Central Bank Digital Currency. Central Bank Digital Currency. RBI imposes rupees 1.76 crore penalty on Wakarange for non-compliances with regulation on white label ATMs. Okay, Wakarange is a company which provides white label ATMs for so many banks. So, Government of India approves Maharashtra's first electronic manufacturing cluster at Rajangaon, Pune. Electronic manufacturing cluster. Mengatian module. China launches second lab module Mengatian for its space station. Next, World Cities Day. World Cities Day has been observed on October 31st. Theme: Act Local to Go Global. Act Local to Go Global. So Black Sea Grain Deal. So Black Sea Grain Deal is between UN, Turkey and Ukraine. UN, Turkey and Ukraine. So Russia has been withdrawn. Before it was Russia also, but now Russia has been withdrawn after Russia-Ukraine war. Okay. Next in news is Cyclone Nalgae. Cyclone Nalgae has reported 72 deaths. So this Cyclone Nalgae is in Philippines. So this has been arrived in Philippines. South Africa, Misu Zulu. Zulu is the new Zulu king in Durban. Okay, so it has been a king rule over there. A king rule in the sense there is a king in South Africa. So he has been appointed as a new king. As Mysore will gonna get a new king after the death of one king. So in the same way, Durban has got the new king. Twitter, Elon Musk to set up Content Moderation Council at Twitter. Content Moderation Council at Twitter. Spain wins FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup over Colombia in Mumbai. So where it has been held means Under-17 FIFA World Cup. So that is in Mumbai. So AD-1, India's flight test phase 2 ballistic missile defense interceptor, that is AD-1. AD-1 is a long-range interceptor missile designed for both low exo-atmospheric and endo-atmospheric, okay, exo-atmospheric as well as endo-atmospheric interception of long-range ballistic missile as well as aircraft. Zojila Day is celebrated in Ladakh. That is Zojila Day commemorated at Zojila War Memorial to celebrate action by Indian troops. So these are short notes. Okay, so this is for prelims perspective, or else for your banking services or for SSC. So this is just a quick revision. That's it. Okay, a bullet points. So there is no much explanation in this. So just you have to go through all these things. Donio Polo Airport. Okay, it has been recently launched in Itanagar. Itanagar is in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. Next is Ela Bhatt. So has been died recently. So she belongs to Seva. So Seva means Self-Employed Women's Association. She dies at 89. She got so many awards, including Padma Awards also. Okay. Next news is Union Minister for Chemicals and Fertilizers, Dr. Manshukh Mandavia. So that is 12th edition of India Chem 2022 theme. So Vision 2030 for chemicals and petrochemicals to build India. Okay, this is the theme. So he has inaugurated who? Chemicals and Fertilizer Minister Dr. Manshukh Mandavia. Next is AirAsia exits. AirAsia India sells so 16.33% stakes to Air India for rupees 156 crore. Okay, so AirAsia has sold some stake to Air India for 156 crore. Elon Musk, Twitter's new owner, okay, CEO. New owner and CEO of Twitter. Next is International Day to End Impunity for Crimes Against Journalists. Okay, November 2nd. Foundation Days of Haryana, MP, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, Kerala, AP has been celebrated on November 1st. So President of India inaugurates 7th India Water Week at Greater Noida. This is important. So recently we have discussed about this India Water Week. So it has been celebrated in Greater Noida. That's the reason I did discuss in those previous slides. Center to grant citizenship to minorities of Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan under Citizenship Act 1955. So obviously, so who are minorities in Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan? It's not Muslims, right? It's Hindus, Buddhists and Sikhs. So they are minorities. So Indian government is ready to give citizenship for all these people. India-Australia ECTA, full form, India-Australia Economics Cooperation and Trade Agreement. Former Tata Steel MD Dr. Jamshedji Irani dies at 86 in Jamshedpur. So Padma Bhushan Award winner. He is a Padma Bhushan Award winner. Okay. So this you have to understand. Apart from that, okay, Janjatiya Gaurav Divas has been observed in schools and colleges to be celebrated on November 15th. So for the birth anniversary of Birsa Munda. So if you are reading modern history at that point of time, so in the tribal movement you can read about Birsa Munda, who is he, so what he has done, okay, to fight against the Britishers. Next is Umayam Lake. So Umayam Lake is in Assam, Meghalaya, to work jointly to transfer Umayam Lake. So it is present in Meghalaya. Where it has been present means it has been present in Meghalaya. Next, Tirupati's Lord Venkateshwara Temple, net worth rupees 2.5 lakh crore. Next, Forbes reports Reliance Industry Limited, India as the best employer in top 20 worldwide. Reliance Industry had best employer success. Okay, means best employer means the company. So they are awarded for the company, not for the employers. Okay. UN Climate Change Conference COP27, Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt. Okay, so it has been held in Sharm el Sheikh, so that is in Egypt. Aim ensuring full implementation of Paris Agreement. Okay, aim is ensuring full implementation of Paris Agreement. Paris Agreement is COP21, held in 2015. COP21 held in 2015. Next, November 6th, International Day for Preventing the Exploitation of the Environment in War and Armed Conflict. So apart from that, Para Badminton World Championship in Tokyo, that is Pramod Bhagat and Manisha Ramdas won gold at Badminton World Federation. So this you have to know. These are the short notes. So that has been mentioned. So this is about first week of November's current affairs. So hope so we have covered holistically of all the magazines and newspapers. So So covered most of the things which are related to dates, events, as well as history, culture, all these things. So hope so you have enjoyed the class. If you like the class, please share it to your friends, okay, and keep supporting us. Thank you for watching Siddhaganga Academy IAS YouTube channel. Thank you.